In this course already, we have taken a look at how to start and stop your recording with a foot switch. We've also looked at how to do it by tapping the screen on your iPad or iPhone. But what if there was a really clever way built into Loopy Pro to get recording and finish recording without touching anything? Well, today we're going to take a look at threshold recording inside Loopy Pro so that you can start doing things like this. Let's start this really cool drum loop. I'm going to tap the loop I want to record into, and now it is waiting for me. So let's start playing and record our first loop. If I want to overdub, I'm going to 2-finger tap that clip, and it's now waiting for me to play. Whenever I'm ready, back, right? Let's add some more layers, maybe some funky chords. And you can just keep layering up. I've not touched the screen in a while. Now I'm finished. Tap it once, and we're into playing. So hopefully that gives you a little idea of what's possible with what is called threshold recording inside Loopy Pro. So this is just a simple little template I've set up to demonstrate what threshold recording is. And hopefully this coincides with the last few lessons in this module of the course, where we've looked at some ways of looping by tapping the screen to get it going. We've looked at how to use some simple floor control setup. But there are so many ways to do this in Loopy Pro. We have to explore the features before we decide what works. And of course, we're not going to look into this now, but you can set up a hybrid approach, which is some loops use threshold recording, some loops activate by a foot switch, some loops activate when you touch the screen. That's the amazing power of Loopy Pro. But I want you to understand the fundamental concepts first. One more that I'm going to look at in the next video or a future video is going to be something called retrospective recording, but more on that later. Today we're talking about threshold recording. What threshold recording is quite simple. We're going to look at it in the sense of audio recording at the moment, not triggering MIDI, but basically it's going to listen to the audio coming into Loopy Pro. When that audio goes over a certain level that we decide, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, it will start recording. Now, the amazing thing about that is if you're a guitar player, you don't want that delay from touching the screen, or even if you're a guitar player and you're not very good at using a foot switch yet. This means I can literally just wait, and as soon as I start to strum or pick the notes, it's going to start recording that loop. Let me give you an example. Let's just get rid of these two loops for a second. I'm just going to arm this first one, and you can see it's saying waiting for the threshold. So at the moment it's not recording anything. By the way, this loop is only accepting my guitar, not my microphone. Otherwise my microphone would set it off. But if I now pick a note, it will start recording. Now the problem here, of course, we've got no tempo set and we have not set the loop length. So therefore this is going to go on forever until I tap that screen again, and it will finish that loop. But if we do set a tempo, let's give her 120 BPM and a loop length of say 2 bars. So this time, if we press play on the clock, the metronome is now going in my headphones. I'm going to press this first loop and it's waiting for my threshold to be breached. It's then going to record for 2 bars and automatically count me out without me touching anything. So 1, 2, 3, bar. And just like that, we've got a 2-bar loop that of course you can play over. So the power of this really is the fact that that first start point of your loop can be perfect if you're, say, a guitar player, keys player, someone that's using their hands when they're playing. You can set it up in a hybrid approach so that it starts recording, but then you tap the screen to end the loop or tap a foot switch to end the loop. But as you've just seen, I've used something called auto count out. I'll just show you that to make sure that you understand. In clip settings, under record settings, I have turned on auto count out because I want it to count me out. I don't want to have to touch the screen for that moment. Under my bar length here, you can see under this master clock, I had a 2-bar length set. So that was why it recorded a 2-bar loop. In regards to threshold recording itself, you do need to turn that on. If you go into clip settings, recording settings, and head down a little bit, you should see this threshold recording setting, and I've got loop threshold recording turned on. And then you have this audio threshold slider. So it's picking up my vocal at the moment, but if I play my guitar, it should pick that up as well. So you can set your threshold to whatever works with your instrument. So say you've got a pretty weak pickup or something like that, you could have it down here so that it only takes the lightest touch to go over that slider, or you can have it set obviously quite high. So you just set this to taste and then it will activate at that right moment for you. You don't want it too sensitive so that you accidentally just touch the strings at all and it starts recording, but of course you don't want it so unsensitive that you end up missing out when you try and start that loop. So that's threshold recording. That's how it can help you start and stop a loop. I think it's a really cool method and definitely something you should try. There's a few weaknesses to this method, in my opinion. Number one is getting that threshold setting correct. You might set it up perfect so that it works with your pickup or whatever instrument you're using, but you then swap out your guitar for a really hot humbucker kind of arrangement that just sets that threshold off too easy, or the other way around, that kind of thing. Another thing is that it starts recording as soon as you've gone over that threshold. So if you swell into a note a little bit early, it will start recording a little bit early if you've got it set up in the basic way. So it's definitely something you need to play around with and see if you like it. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. You don't have to tap the screen all the time to start and stop your loop. You don't have to press a foot switch all the time. You can use it in a whole different bunch of ways. You could press a foot switch to turn on threshold recording and then wait. So, you know, there's all these different options. You can even do clever things like on this screen here, I've got toggle threshold recording. This is a button that basically turns threshold recording on or off. And I'll get into that in future videos. But I just wanted you to see one more way in which you can start and stop recording inside Loopy Pro. You're now getting a good idea of the different ways it can be done. And then once we've covered retrospective recording, they are kind of like the core concepts and the core ways you can start and stop your loops. It's then all about the fun stuff, which is going to be building amazing widgets, cool templates, how you can do verse and chorus, scenes, toggle amazing effects, all the things that make Loopy more powerful than a simple floor looper that you may have tried or may have looked at. But we need to get our heads around this basic functionality because this is quite often where people get it wrong. But anyway, I hope that was useful. I'm going to have a little jam and I will see you in the next video. Cheers. I'll bring it in, y'all.